Hello everyone and welcome to my 71st review. Today I'll be reviewing Drones by Terrace Martin. This is definitely one of my most anticipated albums in the past couple of years, considering I'm a huge fan of Terrace Martin. And also it seemed like he would have a lot of interesting sounds with the people he's been working with. And once it was announced with the track list, I was even more excited to see some of the names, like a song with Kendrick, Lamar, James Fauntleroy, who was on two other songs, Dolla and Snoop Dogg, and others like Cordae, Smino, Channel Trez. Song with Kamasi Washington, Robert Glasper, and Hit Boy, YG and Malaya, and a bunch more. Also was a bit disappointed to see it only be 13 songs because this was hyped for so long that I was expecting more. But after listening, while I would have liked more and I don't care for everything, what we got is incredible. But let's get into this. During Poison, the menace in the intro is very mellow and hypnotic instrumental, bringing dark vocals, warbly percussion, but then getting more lively with beautiful sounding guitar, saxophone, synths, and piano. It sounds incredible, but it's definitely the weakest song compared to others, and also not something I go back to a lot compared to other songs, so it is my least favorite song, but not bad at all. Drones was probably the song I was most excited for, with it featuring Kendrick Lamar, James Fauntleroy, Dolla, and Snoop Dogg. It's definitely not bad, but not at all what I was expecting, with Kendrick Lamar starting with singing on the chorus, and I think his singing voice fits. And coming in with lush and groovy guitar, great bass line, and drums. James Fauntleroy bringing a verse alongside Dolla, and he provides vocals all over this song. It's kind of disappointing to see James only offer this verse, and that this verse be so short, but still great. Terrace Martin also provides a short verse, and what Snoop Dogg provides is not what I was expecting, bringing a short spoken word going to social media, I guess. It is kind of disappointing he doesn't offer more, but also I personally don't think a Snoop verse would fit this song. Then more synths come in and somewhat slows down, and overall this is still one of my favorite songs, sounding great and incredibly groovy and catchy, even though being weak in some parts, and not what I was expecting, but I love what we got. Leave Us Be is another fun and groovy sounding song, but with a pretty dark undertone. Terrace brings great singing here, sounding very raspy, but also just desperate or broken, going to, I guess, him and everyone in his city living their lives normally, but having to deal with racism from the police all the time. I guess pleading for them to leave them be. I love what he does here lyrically, vocally, and also instrumentally, with more great drums, a great bass line, calm roads, and guitar with some piano, and I think trumpet solos near the end. And while it is pretty sad, I think it's a very enjoyable song, bringing great work from Terrace in the top 5. Work It Out is another very funky and smooth song with calm roads, drums, funky guitar, bass, and synths going to not having a chance for a relationship to work out. Starting with Cordae, and he fits the vibe of this song perfectly with great verses, but it is kind of disappointing that his verses are so short, but they're still great. And Terrace provides more raspy but very soothing singing. This is another one of my favorites in the top 5. This Morning is a more lively song with incredible percussion, a great bass line, calm roads, and synths throughout the song. Arin brings great singing and brings one of my favorite hooks on the whole project, and Smino brings an incredible verse as usual with great rapping and singing too. This is another incredible song. Tapped was a song I was really excited for, with it featuring Celeste, and while I wasn't the most familiar with Celeste, I was excited to see what they bring. It is a very energetic, groovy, and dancey song with the fast drums, synths, and more great saxophone that comes in at the refrain. And Celeste is doing great with his deep and lazy voice, fading well here, I think. And Celeste also does great here, but I would have liked more from her here. And while it is a fun song, it does go into something important with, I guess, technology taking over our lives and wanting our lives back. And all this technology is tracking or listening to us. And also, it's not a song I prefer over others, but it is one that I do love going back to a lot and still one of my favorites. Reflection brings a mellow sound with James Fauntleroy, and I love the vocals he brings, talking about wanting to patch up a relationship, I think. And even though it sounds great, it's not a song I really go back to compared to others, and one I care for in general. It's not bad, but it's still one of my least favorites. Leimert Park is a short-spoken word in the setting of a bar, I guess, with Terrace, I think, going to where he lives, and now I think he'll always be here to support the people there with a great and very hypnotic instrumental. Of course, it's not something I listen to over a lot of other songs, but I still think it's very enjoyable. Griots the Crenshaw District was a song I was very intrigued with it featuring Kamasi Washington, Robert Glasper, and Hit Boy of all people. Terrace, Kamasi, and Robert is nothing new, and everything they do is most of the time incredible. And they've always a great producer, and I was thinking it would be similar to what Terrace, Kamasi, and Robert did with Dinner Party. Inside Ninth Wonder, it would be Hit Boy, but this is really something different. Being very powerful, similar to what Kamasi might do, but with that hip-hop feel with great drums from, I'm assuming, Hit Boy. And of course, great saxophone, keys, and ever since, making this a great composition and being one of my favorite songs. Evil Eyes was probably the biggest collaboration I was not expecting, also very intriguing with it featuring YG and Malaya. I didn't think they wouldn't work well together, it just never seemed like we would ever have a song with them together, and it's incredible and one of my favorites. With a great trumpet, I think, in the intro, and I love that Keon Harold helps on this song. With then soothing Rhodes, guitar, and drums, and starting with a very entertaining good verse from YG. Then Malaya takes up most of the song, and she does great with YG bringing another great verse near the end, going to, I guess, bad people in life. But it's definitely one of my favorite songs in the top 3. Sick of Cryin was another song with a collab I wasn't expecting with Leon Bridges and D-Smoke, but it seemed like the perfect fit, and while it's not a song I prefer over others, it's great and also here spreading an important message. Here I think going into the recent riots and protests and not just hate towards people of color, but also being proud of who they are, with D-Smoke bringing some funny but serious lines, I guess, with, I look like a guy when I'm naked, ask my wife. D-Smoke does great here with great verses, and Leon with great and very powerful singing alongside incredible instrumental with saxophone, I think. Guitar and all this background noise giving a feeling of a protest. So this is a weaker song compared to others, but it's still an incredible song with a great message. Don't Let Go is a short interlude, but still very beautiful and hopeful, bringing great vocals from Terrace on a talk box, I think, giving a hopeful message, written by the great P.J. Morton, telling people that I know life is hard and confusing, but to not let go. It's not too much to it, but it's still very beautiful in the top 5. Listen This, the outro was another song with an interesting list of features with James Fauntleroy, Kim Burrell, and Robert Glasper. And while I wasn't too familiar with Kim Burrell, I was interested to see what they would do, and it's incredible and beautiful. The soothing synths and piano from Robert, I assume, and heavy drums with James and Kim bringing great vocals going into I think I need to listen more. Take what people say about us more to heart, saying to listen to God, which I don't know if that's literal, but I'm assuming it is. And Robert ends the song with a beautiful piano solo, and overall is an incredible and beautiful way to end the album and my favorite song. And all I really have to say left is, while I would have liked more in some parts, really everything sounds incredible with great production, great work from everyone. 9 out of 10. Thank you for watching.